get from that, it's that into Malagos, and then he goes for Death and Decay. That's his out here, and he does manage to rip it off the top.
Wow.
If he doesn't find a way to kill this off, he's just dead.
Yep, going for the sprint to find a way. Yeah, these animations are taking forever as well as that rope is ticking down. These spider ambushes
exactly right.
are taking too long. Oh, he didn't have anything anyway, and somehow Monsanto's going to get this done.
As it looks like Muzzy's conceded. He knows that even it wouldn't have to be an ultimate infestation in a game that looked almost unlosable
Sense
for
when it
Muzzy.
unfolded like that.
Yes, fair enough.
So he's rating the Lich King value and playing a long game over the stickiness of the can.
But this board for Lucas, I think, pretty much just represents lethal right now with the Unleash the Hounds. Chonsu, even with a decent, I suppose, copy of Army of the Dead, Lucas still just dominates so heavily.
Usually into good things, unless you get like Dragon Caller Alana or something horrible. Obviously go for 8s first, but if you get stuck at 8, the 9s aren't so good and you end up going to 10. Alakir will do though. And yeah, I think you keep that. Small swipe protection is Grom. Oh, he doesn't want any more Alakir though, he's going to take the chance. 9s, they suck, man. 10s are pretty good. So he does manage to defend against the minions, but it is going to be a UI to the face. Monsanto and Muzzy are going to come through this group. Lucas put up a brave fight, getting to the elimination match, but it wasn't enough. And Group A is complete.
To attack into the 4-4, which it does.
Yeah, he's on 1 card left.
Yeah. And that's really your saving grace as PNC. You hope that maybe you can stick Baku. Just attack face once is perfectly good enough. Then gone off. As Race manages to hit the die horn, which is pretty massive in terms of fatigue. But for PNC, it was like the 2 best cards at the bottom of his deck.
Yeah. Okay.
As let's take a look. This really looks like there's nothing going for him here. As Race pumps his fist, I think that's just going to be the concede from PNC.
Yeah. Race through to another top 8. PNC has still got another match to play today.
He does indeed, but we see that signature, very enthusiastic celebration from Race, which again...
Quite enough. Very near. Now it's enough.
As now with, what, 13 health? Oh, sorry, 12 health for Team America. Yep, Naturalized Nightmare will just about close out this game for Tomo Pablo in what was at the end there looking like a pretty close game. There was double swipe with a Malagos on board. If Team America, even then, I suppose Hagatha keeps you alive against everything other than the final Soulfire. Or Fungalmancer, actually. Fungalmancer's also lethal.
Oh, wow!
Oh.
And that has made a mess of my notes, because I'd already written Kuanet's name in the bracket for the top 8.
That was such a clutch victory for Amnesia. Wind Fury on this Zombies. Then things start to get maybe a little bit scary for Lee.
He saved this Nether all game, though.
Yeah. I mean, you're just taking fatigue damage now. Azari is a 10-10 thing that Fung can do, and he's just going to be dead to fatigue on the next turn, unless Rockdalar can save him, which it cannot.
Yeah. Nicely played from Lee there, because it's nice to see that the...
I believe Swipe, however, does manage to close this out. And Lee, after the most grueling series we've seen so far here at HCT Buenos Aires, will be eliminating Fung from the competition and going on to face Amnesiac in the next series of the day. But that truly was. They're also more likely to draw the Malagos. I think it's
But you know he hasn't got the Malagos.
But here it goes.
Oh, he rips it.
Yeah, Lee sees it. He brings it up 2 games to 0. What a devastating game for Amnesiac. It looked like he was in a decent spot there for the whole time. Lee burnt his Malagos combo very quickly indeed, arguably too early. But because he had the perfect follow-up and stealing the Malagos, that's the most insane turn we've seen in a while here.
There's a Gauche in play. The Rover hasn't been played yet, so we only missed 1 turn, I feel. And the Holy Fire has connected. Okay. Trying to get our bearings on how much damage is being done. Is that it? That looks like it.
Yeah, that looks to me like Dak Miles has equalised it in a game that, while we thought Swids was maybe able...
And he's stabilising, and this is the reverse sweep coming up if he gets it done.
After his game, you know, he was not playing at his best, and Perna here, a lot of decisions that I, and I'm sure many of our viewers in Twitch chat will agree, were not probably the best decisions that Perna could have made to lead himself to the board by going for the Drake. But maybe he just gets the God read that the Void Ripper is there in the second hand, the second Void Ripper.
SI7, does that get it done?
That does indeed. You can flip the one attack on the Valspine for exact lethal here, available for Cosmo. It was such a tight game there towards the end, and I still think maybe he could have got away with playing a Deadly Poison a little bit earlier. But then again, being able to get in for exact lethal here.
No. We think.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
After 10 hours of casting, which we should have.
And he's just going for it here. It's his best chance of winning the game here, as we get to see plus attack is gained. And Cosmo advances through to the top 8 after the most insane series of zombies I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Worth
Okay, there's something huge there.
As just praying for Wind Fury above anything else. Ooh, then it might force Lee just to have to blow up his own board.
And he can kill one of these minions due to the Mouse is composing himself with a handshake. Misclick, please misclick. I don't think he'd take it even if he did. Lee will be taking on
low tempo play. The Monsanto can start to just go for his own win condition really quickly indeed, even throwing down the Demonic Project to maybe try and snipe off a King Crush if he smells that's in hand. Dake?
I think he blew that. I think he wanted to do it and then for some reason started trading and realised, this is just lethal by the way, just realised, I think he just blew that.
I would agree with you there. But even then, like, we can clearly see there was just too much damage coming down. Oh no, Consecration wouldn't... Oh, does Consecration do it actually? Because you got Wild Pyro.
That's really irritating for Muzzy.
Oh no, double Wild Pyro Consecration. Okay, that's the one.
He's checked his mechanics a million times in his head to make sure that worked.
As what was a surprisingly close game there towards the end.
Lee is managing to try and keep the board, and there is actually no Dream, as you can see there, to deal with his Lich King.
There is, however, a pretty tasty-looking Naturalize that could take care of it, but with Malfurion being burned, one of the worst burns. He's slamming that bad boy right away, just trying to kill his opponent as quick as possible. If he wasn't dead last turn, he's thinking, how could I be dead this turn? But that floop off the top, I think, should deliver lethal for Lee to close out this game, and Muzzy will sadly be eliminated from HCT Buenos Aires.
Absolutely incredible there. Floop for the win. Lee gets it done in incredible...
It's unlikely to work, a 1 in 8 to get the one he wants, but Doompact is ripped off of the top.
Win conditions extremely well.
Even gets a little grin from Monsanto because he knew that was so unlikely to work out. And even then, Spellstone, Rock Delar, all just burned off of the top of the deck.
Charging Mukla concede man, and it's 2-0 to Monsanto.
Not that necessary from the branching paths. And this is really Monsanto's only route back into this game. But Malagos and Floop and Moonfire are the 3 cards burned off the top. Could you choose any worse cards?
Annihilate him, he is going to do. I see the shaking. I think Monsanto has had enough. Or is it just a shaking for the Lich King? No, he has had enough of bowing into that broken twig turn. He likes Illidan. Or Illidan is liked today.
So what do? You have to play a 0 mana spell and then Lord Godfrey. So you can sacrificial pact your Illidan.
Yes, exactly.
To make a 2-1, which then clears the board.
Oh, the Godfrey does it anyway.
The Godfrey does it anyway. Okay, sorry, my mistake.
It's not just spells.
Again, when it's drawn off the top, Monsanto would have just played it. Victory for him, and it's equalizing at 2 games apiece. And that was one of the absolute closest games of Hearthstone that we've had here at HCT Buenos Aires. What a way to lead into our final game.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go.
He hits it.
No way! No way! It's a blood him!
Mountain Giant if he silences this with Spellbreaker. He gives it up, and Lee is the champion of HCT Buenos Aires.